Welcome to A Talk with Armani. I am your host, Armani IMAN. This is the show where we take you behind the scenes of the biggest productions, not only for music and television, but radio, cooking, anything you could possibly name. The crew that makes the production work is the people you get to meet. When we come back, I'll have my very first guest. Make sure you stay tuned. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. We hear music in all different kinds of tones. Whether it's hip hop, rap, instrumental, whatever it is, we look to music for all different sorts of things in our lives. It can be soothing, it can be uplifting, it can be inspiring. My next guest, Miss Darlene McCoy, knows a thing or two, not only about music, but also about inspiration. Please help me welcome her. Hi, Darlene.
Oh, hi. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you? You've got so much on your plate. I mean, wow, 2 nationally syndicated radio shows?
Yes, ma'am.
How is that? Like, how do you even have a chance to do all of that?
Well, you know what? It's called a great staff and a great team. Planning and all that.
Shout out to the staff.
Right. Shout out to the whole Darlene team. I'm telling you. Yes.
But you also do music, so you're working on music, which I know
yes.
you know is a top secret project right now. But we got some stuff that we can look forward to.
Absolutely.
You know, but you're also inspiring people. You're talking to guests on your radio show.
Absolutely.
Wow, how do you, again, I have to go back to my first question. How do you find the time?
I tell you what, it's one of those things that when it's who you are and it's what you do naturally,
okay,
it just comes easy. You know, it's one of the, I think that a lot of people will go after things, such as, you know, careers because this is what they want to do.
Okay.
But then there are some things that, you know, I believe in purpose. And when there's a purpose on your life, and when you're called to do things come to you. Right. And that's basically, you know, what happened with me. So it's not as hard. It's not as hard for me to, you know, pick up and just go because it's I don't know, it's just in me.
Right. But radio, like how did you decide, hey, I want to be in radio, I want to be a radio talk show host? What made you go in that path?
I'm going to be very honest with you. That was never something I wanted to do.
Oh, really?
I just happened to be doing it. And that's actually what I'm saying. It's like I'm an artist. So I had a record out and I was doing a concert in Atlanta for the R&B station, and I'm a gospel artist.
Okay,
so my sound is kind of an R&B gospel-ish. So I was doing a concert, and the PD said, you know what, we like your personality, we want to try you out in radio. So they gave me a show with my friend Canton Jones.
Okay,
we had a show called Judah Jams on Saturday evenings. And then once we did that show, we did it for a year, and it was really easy. It was just like, you know, we just go and voice track and then send it, and, you know, I could still be the artist, to travel and do the things that I did.
Right.
Then there was a midday position that came available, and they asked me to apply for it. I was like, I'm not interested in it.
Right.
You
know, I'm an artist.
So, right. I don't know who's got time to do this every day.
No, really. Because it's midday, so it's a little bit more commitment.
Right, and it's 5 days a week.
Yeah, and I have to be upbeat all the time, and his personality, and now I can't just put the music, you know, right on there. They want me to say something.
Right. Exactly. All day.
All day. You know, I gotta talk all day.
And what am I gonna say?
Right.
So basically, you know, they asked me if I would sit in while they interviewed, and they interviewed people from all over the country. Okay. And then finally asked if I would just consider staying and taking the position. And you know, with prayer and trying to understand what God was doing in my life, I just submitted, and here I am.
Wow.
8 years later, 2 nationally syndicated radio shows.
8 years.
Yes.
So we go from, you know, I did a concert, doing my thing, what I love to do, to someone plucking me off a stage, basically. And putting me in behind the microphone, right? You know, in a whole different capacity, right? And now I'm heard all over the world, right? 7 days a week.
I still don't understand it. I still don't get it because.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think has it in any way impeded your first love of being an artist?
Absolutely, because it takes work, it takes dedication, you know, and it takes a lot when you're not that radio chick. Okay. You have to learn the game,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's a whole different ball game.
I'm just like something I've never studied. Yeah. So, you know, I've never studied the times. I've never studied all this stuff. So you have to dedicate your time to that, and then plus being a mother, and a career in such a time as this. I've just gone through so much over the past 8 years that it's not just the radio career that's impeded on my artistry, but it was just more of everything. It was like I feel like I was in a time of becoming.
Right. Now, as an artist, and this is something that I think that a lot of people would want to know, because I would want to know, as an artist, first, and then you're on the radio. And a lot of artists, when they're first striving, that's where they want to be, on the radio. Yeah. And now you're on the radio and you're kind of picking the music that goes on. You have a selection type thing. Yeah. Do you understand more of the other side?
Oh my God.
Than, as opposed to when you were just an artist and it was just like, well, why isn't this happening, or why are they playing this? And exactly. My song is better, but is it more of an eye-opening experience? Like, wow, these are the choices that I have to make because now I understand the flow of the industry. You know what?
And it's so funny. You're exactly right about this question. It's a great observation because a lot of people would assume that, well, I mean, you're an artist. Play your songs.
Right.
This is not the way radio works.
No, not at all.
And that was part of, the thing I had to understand the dynamic of radio, the dynamic, the everything, the big machine. It's a big machine.
It's huge.
Yes. So I just kind of fell back and understood, I have to wait my turn still.
Right. Because I thought about it, someone had said to me, being in television and then having the show syndicated. Hey, shout out for syndication.
Right.
But being in television, you would think that you could do a little bit more, that you can, and with the show, being a Talk with Armani and me being Armani or whatever, like I would have more creative control over it. But no, there's always a standard. There's always regulations that you have to follow. So even though it's yours, it's not all yours if you want to kind of stay doing what it is you're doing.
You're exactly
so right. With the syndicated radio show, it's like, everybody's going to hear it. Let me just sneak my single on here. And then you're like, no, I can't.
No. But gratefully, I built very strong relationships. With the company that I work for and the people that I report to.
Right.
And we work together, and hopefully, once I come out with this new music, that.
But what about the music now?
Yeah.
Has that affected your new project? When you're listening to some of the music that's on the radio now, are you thinking to yourself, okay, I want to change my style a little bit, so it doesn't seem like it's the same thing that's already on the radio. So as an artist, I guess I'm asking you the reverse question. Has the radio show and everything that you've learned in that capacity kind of changed or shaped you as an artist as well?
No.
It hasn't.
Absolutely.
You said I'm not letting it affect my flow.
It can't. Because one thing about an artist, you can't conform.
Okay.
When you have something to offer, you've got to be authentic with what you are, and then you've got to remain authentic. I think that in the case of the industry that I am in, I think what's happened with the gospel industry in the past is that they have treated the gospel industry as a genre of music, such as hip hop, such as R&B and country, but not realizing that gospel is a genre of music that is not really a genre, it's a platform. Right. It's a platform where many art forms can come and be a part of this platform to inspire.
Like R&B was born of gospel.
Right, but so R&B should be welcome in the gospel platform.
Right.
Because there are people, period, there are people that want to be inspired.
Right.
So what's happening now is they're opening up a bit and saying, okay, no, we're not just for church folks.
Right.
people want to be inspired.
Right.
So, you know, now it's becoming a lot more welcoming to the eclectic sounds and styles of inspiration.
But the gospel of today is far different from the gospel of yesterday.
You're exactly right. And that's the reason why. That's the reason why. It's because we're opening up a bit more. We're understanding that God is bigger than a sound. He's bigger than just this. And he's not just traditional. He's not just a choir. He's everything.
But what do you say to the people that feel like, okay, we're now modernizing gospel. Mm-hmm. You know, people went to church for that great getting up more. Like that's what they went there. That's why they wanted to listen to it. They wanted to hear and feel this, what they would say, the sweeping spirit come over them, and you know, want to shout, jump up and down, fall out, hallelujah, all of that. Now, some gospel songs that I've heard, you have to listen to the words to figure out, is it a gospel song or is it a love song? Is it a gospel song or is it R&B? You know, I've heard some and seen some performances where it's like, wait a minute, that's Kirk Franklin, but it sounds like it's somebody else.
Right.
So you feel as a gospel artist that change is warranted?
I think that it's more not just a warranted change, but understanding, first of all, God is not in a box.
Right.
And you don't have to just feel him the way you've always felt him. People should really want to expand themselves. But just appreciating the fact that it's more than just that. Now, I'm not saying that, and really what I am saying is everything should be welcome. From the hand clapping, foot stomping, from the quartets, from the tradition, from the choirs, all the way to the EDM, to the pop.
Right.
All sounds accepted, because this is the one genre and platform that we could do all of it.
Wow. And that's true, because, you know, like you said, I was listening to a rock song. We're going to wrap up in a minute, but I was listening to a rock song the other day, and the guy said something while we were walking, and I said, oh, that was inspirational, because it was. What he said, it resonated inside of me to the point where I was like, wow.
Right.
You know what I mean? Thank you so much for coming on. And we want to follow you because we want to be part of this secret project. We want to listen to you. Tell us, how do we follow you? How do we become more Darlene McCoy fans?
Well, I'll tell you what, I am an avid Instagrammer, Twitter.
Are you?
Yes,
really?
I'm always on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. So on Instagram and Twitter, I'm at Darlene McCoy.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, I am Darlene.
Okay. And to tune into your radio station?
It's called The Nightly Spirit. So look up your listings and see if The Nightly Spirit is available. And if it's not, you're missing out.
Right. And I think we can we reach out to someone and say we want to listen to it?
You absolutely can.
Right. So
reach media.
Yeah. So let's follow on social media and The Nightly Spirit, the nationally syndicated radio show, which is featuring the very talented and popular and beautiful Darlene McCoy. Thank you once again for joining.
Thank you, Armani. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. We'll be right back. Welcome back to A Talk with Armani. I am joined by the very talented Chef Shell. Now, you have told me that you are going to be helping us make some refreshing, summer, exciting drinks. And I see all the stuff going on, so let's get right into it.
Get right into it.
Okay.
So here we have our mango. It's already diced. We're going to take the strawberries. We're going to cut them up. Dice them up here.
So we're dicing the strawberries. Okay. And we're making them real nice and fine. And I'm repeating everything that she's doing, so everyone out there, you see my napkins are blowing because it's a really beautiful day. So I'm repeating everything that she's doing, so while she's chopping, I can kind of be giving the editorial about what's going on out here. So, and then we're mixing them. So this picture right here, and it's glass, but it's about, what, a quart?
Yes.
So is there like a wrong or right way to dice them? What do you have to do exactly?
You dice them according to how you like them. Like today we're going to dice them a little fine, so you'll have a 2-in-1. You'll have your drink, and you'll also have your strawberries in there. So after your drink is finished, you'll have some fresh fruit to eat at the end.
Okay. So again, everyone, listen. It's no right or wrong way to dice the strawberry. You know what I mean? You're doing it for the flavor, but you're also, it's a fruit. So we know that it's a natural thing that we're getting that's healthy for us. So,
Very healthy.
and then we have the mango, and the mango pretty much after you get that together, that's pretty much come already diced,
Yes.
right? And then we put that in there, and then what else are we adding?
This is some organic honey.
Okay. So we're gonna put
a
some
little sweetener in there.
Okay, so we're gonna use the organic honey in place of sugar.
Yes.
Okay. And we're getting real generous with it, and it's looking really good. Okay.
There we go. And then for your drink won't be watered down, we're going to use a flavored water.
Okay, a flavored
You
water.
add your icing and water in there, so you still have your nice little flavor going on in there.
Okay, so we adding the flavored water in place of regular water?
We'll add a little bit of water in there with it, but it won't be as water.
Okay.
This is another way you can get the kids to drink some water during the summer to stay hydrated. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Then put a little bit of ice water in here. Make it cool.
Oh, wow.
So it's nice and pretty. See the color in it?
Oh, yes.
Stir it up a little bit.
And so this is done.
That's done.
Oh, wow. So now let's get right to it. Let's get me a cup and see what's going on with here. So we got, and it took us, baby, how long? Would you say 3 minutes maybe?
From start to finish, it's a 15-minute process.
Okay. And I love strawberries, so this is perfect.
Let's garnish that. Finish that a little bit.
Okay. All righty. So here, we want everyone to be able to taste it and see what's going on. You have some garnish for this one?
Yes, of course. There we go.
All righty.
Would you like to pick some up?
Yes, please. We're going to...
One more garnish coming for you.
Yes. Oh, wow. Here you go. So, everybody has a glass in their hand. What are we thinking? It's delicious. Is it?
So great.
Wow. Yes. So when you're drinking it, are you thinking summer? Are you thinking, what are you thinking? Okay, fabulous. So that's a hit. So our now this was the...
That's strawberry mango agua fresca.
So the mango strawberry agua fresca. That's what this was. And you can always catch the recipe on www.talkwitharmani.com, or you can go to Chef Shell's website, which is twogirlsandagrill.com, or you can also check out her social media, which is again Two Girls in a Grill, and you'll be able to pick up some good, refreshing summer drinks that way. Thank you once again for joining us. Drink up. It's beautiful out here, but it is thirsty time.